Hello and welcome to Give and Take, the positives in life. And so I come back from India refreshed. I went to the Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University to get some knowledge and to be enlightened and enriched and refreshed. And it was most wonderful spending time there in India, and just now I'm back, and so glad to see you. You're all tuning in. I know you are. And so today, the topic is going to be understanding your body. And we have a wonderful guest who will introduce herself. And so, welcome.
Thank you, Cicely, for having me here.
Mm-hmm.
The topic
Your name?
is really close to my heart, understanding your body,
Right.
because when we understand our body, we can live much happier, healthier lives.
You just
And
like
my
to
name
just
is Heather Greaves.
Your name is Heather Grace, and is there any relation there?
Well, who knows?
We
I
don't
haven't
know.
been introduced.
Right, it's been originated from
Yeah.
Barbados.
We're
My
both.
parents were born in Barbados, and Heather was born in Barbados, and so it is a small island, and so who knows with the same last name?
who
So we're
knows?
not quite sure. We think so, but we're not quite sure. So again, welcome, Heather.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, Cicely.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Do you want me to continue with
Yes.
introducing myself?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding your body. I switch back to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
My journey has been one with yoga.
Okay.
I started with yoga in 1969
Mm-hmm.
with a book on Hatha Yoga.
Okay.
And then around 1971 or 81, I was introduced to Raj Yoga.
Okay.
And so this was more the meditative aspect
Mm-hmm.
of yoga.
Right.
And why this topic is so dear to me, understanding your body, is that with an emphasis on meditation and a veering away from taking care of the body, I found that that was not as useful, and in fact created some difficulties for me.
Okay.
And so that's why I like this topic, understanding your body.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. And so you want to share about understanding your body?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The body, for me, is my connection with the world. Through the senses, I experience the world.
Mm-hmm.
The body also lets me know what's going on inside of me.
Okay.
So when I'm able to not only use the 5 senses, but the 6th sense within, I call it the 6th sense within, and I'm able to be sensitive to the messages of the body, then I can take steps to keep myself healthy and a good mood and live a much more fulfilling life, do the things that I really want to do. So through the senses to experience the world, and then by checking in and staying in close awareness with what is happening within my body, to be able to regulate, change my diet, sleep more, sleep less, do whatever I feel and sense is necessary to keep the body healthy and the mind clear. So this is understanding your body.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now you mentioned the Hatha Yoga. So what is it that you do as a career?
As a career,
Mm-hmm.
I train people to become yoga teachers.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm also a yoga therapist, so I work one-on-one with individuals.
Mm-hmm.
We have workshops, we have retreats, we have courses that are short, courses that are long.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I do. And it's really very rewarding when I return to Canada. This is where I live. When I return to Canada, we'll be having a retreat for people who have cancer, and I'm
Lovely.
looking forward to that. We do this every year,
Okay.
and there's usually a lovely group of women attending that retreat. So these are some of the services that we offer,
Okay.
all to help others to understand their bodies and their minds more so that they can become a master. I use that word rather loosely, but to be able to shift one's focus to bring more, to lift the mood, to lift the mood. That's also very important because the mind and the body is quite connected. So we say understanding your body, it also includes the mind.
Okay, good, very good. And so, understanding your body, which also connects to the mind, how would one connect the mind and the body together?
The breath.
The breath, okay.
The breath is a very simple way to connect the two.
Okay.
And so and one way to really connect in a loving way is during the day to take a moment and connect to the breath. And we can do that not only when we feel we need to, but we can do that just as a treat. Just to breathe a little bit deeper and just to be conscious that we do have a breath.
Okay.
So that brings more a sense of appreciation for the little things in life.
Right. So now the name of your company is
Body Therapies Yoga Training.
Body Therapies Yoga Training. So I want you sort of went through each, each component of your company, but I want you to give a little bit more expansion on each thing that you do.
Okay. We'll start with the yoga teacher training.
Okay, good.
Yes. So right now we offer yoga teacher trainings. They're 200 hours, and the program is certified by Yoga Alliance.
Okay.
This is a pretty well-known organization. There's a 200-hour program and a 300-hour advanced program.
Okay.
The 200-hour program is called the Yoga Teacher Training, and the 300-hour advanced program is Yoga Training. So there's a little bit of a difference in the wording there.
That's a lot of hours. How does one accomplish those hours?
So usually there's 20 10-hour days for the 200-hour program, 20 10-hour days. And that's
So
usually
it's
on the
consistent.
weekend, yeah,
Okay.
over a period of 8 months, 7 months.
Okay.
And then there's also an intensive program. So 4 weeks, and that is weekdays in the summer.
Right.
We call it summer intensive. It's not as intensive as you would think,
Right.
because there's nature that really nourishes the soul. The place that we hold this intensive is at Wellwood Resource Center.
Okay.
And in that place, there's just very beautiful grounds.
So whereabouts? We
This
know
is
it's in
Hamilton,
Canada.
Hamilton,
Okay.
Ontario. Hamilton, Ontario.
Okay.
So we have the 200-hour program. We have the 300-hour program. Retreats in Barbados. We've had a couple of retreats in Barbados.
So talk about the retreats in
Yes,
Barbados.
yes, I'm looking forward to having another one. And for a week, you can immerse yourself into the practice of yoga, the lifestyle of yoga. So get a taste of what that is like, to live in a way that is simple, yet I'll use the word royal, and that word can be kind of loaded for some people, but it's simple yet elegant.
And so what would it consist of?
It
7 days?
consists of 7 days, and you start the day with
Okay.
a yoga class or a walk on the beach,
Okay.
and then back for yoga class.
Very lovely.
And breakfast after that. We also have silent times that they're optional,
Right.
and then an evening yoga class. During the day, we go on a tour, or we stay and it's free time. So some days they're organized tours, and some days then there's free time. So this is a retreat,
Lovely.
in Barbados.
So now the retreat, you would only do it in Barbados, or if somebody was interested in, for you to do a retreat, would you do it anywhere?
We do it anywhere.
Oh, lovely.
Happy to do it anywhere.
Okay, lovely.
And actually, I was just in Ghana and saw a very lovely spot and thought that that would be a great place to have a retreat. So I'm thinking about that as well.
Okay,
In Accra.
good.
Yeah,
Lovely.
very beautiful.
So now another component of the
Another
yoga?
component is the one-on-ones. So personal attention. So sometimes an individual may wish to just figure out for himself how to improve in some way a little bit. It could be balance. I received a call just yesterday about that. How can I improve my balance? And so rather than go to a group class,
Right.
then there is this individual attention on a particular aspect of improvement. And sometimes the improvement is mental, so a reduction in anxiety, more feeling of well-being.
So mood, depression, that kind of
Moods,
thing.
yes, moods. So one-on-one sessions are personalized and customized. And really, even in the larger classes, our philosophy is that we must shift the yoga poses to fit the individual. So there isn't like a standard yoga pose.
Right.
You change it to suit the individual's ability.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's just like meditation. It's an individual experience. And so when one says, oh, it should be this, you should be seeing this, or whatever, I mean, that's not what it's supposed to be. And like you said, it's that individual person, what kind of yoga poses that they need to do for them. So it's what kind of meditation I need to do for me, and what kind of meditation that other person may need to do for themselves. So there's nothing that one fits all. It's an individualized situation. And so once there's that understanding, then the message will be more clear, and people will have a better, much more experience than somebody trying to lead them in a place where they shouldn't be going to.
Right, really don't want to be going.
Exactly.
Sort of dragging them along, right? Yeah.
Right.
As you talked about meditation, a lot of times we think of yoga as poses, and then there are two other aspects to it, which is the meditation, and the other aspect is relationships with others. There is actually ethics in yoga.
Okay.
And sometimes we aren't aware of that, but there are ethics. They're called Yama Niyam.
Okay.
So 5 ways that it's suggested we interact with others, and 5 ways to interact with the self.
Okay. So
These
now if you want to
ethics.
go through these ethics.
Yeah,
I
sure.
like the ethics of yoga. Who knew that yoga had ethics?
Yes. So the first one is ahimsa, non-violence.
Okay.
I like to think of it as kindness. Kindness.
So more of a positive approach as
Yeah, more
opposed to
positive.
non-violence,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So kindness in our dealings with others, just to soften things a bit. And
Could you give an example of that?
sometimes, and it can be thought, word, or through our actions. So sometimes we may wish to really make a point and use a little bit more force than is necessary to make the point. And so the kindness would mean just softening a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So our words would be a bit softer.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Lovely.
So that is an example.
I like the softer words.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next
And
one?
the next one is satya, truth. Truth is not only speaking truthfully. Truth is seeing much more than the eyes are showing. And I was today listening to Louis Armstrong's song, What a Wonderful World. And he says, I see trees of green and red roses too. And then further along it says, I see this and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Right.
So seeing truth means when we see whatever it is we see, it may not be the green trees or the red roses. The trees may in fact be dry, brown.
Mm-hmm.
But we can think to ourselves, what a wonderful world.
Right.
So to me, seeing truth is this.
Okay.
Seeing the potential within the individual and the potential within the world.
Right.
Because that potential is there. So when we see more than the senses are telling us, to me this is seeing truth. To see further.
Beyond.
To see beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's truth. Beyond.
Truth beyond, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What the eyes are seeing.
That's right.
So another one is ahimsa, satya, asteya, non-stealing.
Mm.
I have to go back in my mind and bring them out.
Right.
Non-stealing.
Mm-hmm.
In our interaction with others, say the service that we are giving we giving the full service?
Because that is stealing.
Right, are we holding back?
You know, right. Because that is stealing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it is, yes. So it's not the physical going out and going in a store and stealing something.
No.
It's very deep.
It's very deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's very deep. It's looking at life in a different way.
Right.
Yeah. So non-stealing is really being honest, fair in our exchange.
Right.
Not only in giving, but in receiving. So at the end of the 5, we have brahmacharya, celibacy, and the last one is aparigraha. And
I want you to talk about brahmacharya.
the brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is celibacy.
Right.
So if you're up to that particular way of life, then that's great. If for you, you're not really interested in living a celibate life, we can still manage our energies so we're not squandering
That's right.
our energies. Again, it's a very personal and individual discipline.
Right.
What you want to do with your sexual energy, this is your personal decision.
That's right.
Because you've got to figure out what your body is telling you and respond. And it's an exploration.
But that too is the body and the mind.
That too is
because
the body.
can be saying one thing, but what is the mind saying? The mind might be saying no, the body might be saying yes, switching. And so when the body is saying yes and the mind is saying no, now which one do you listen to?
Well, I think you have to have them talk to each other. Take a few breaths,
Okay.
bring them closer together. You first have to listen to the body.
Okay.
The body is it's holding everything. It's holding everything.
Right.
So what is it saying? So is there energy that is there, and what can I do with it? If you've got the practice of enjoying the energy of the body, no matter where it is in the body, if you have the practice of enjoying the ease and the vibrancy of the body, then you may be very comfortable with feeling that sexual feelings, and you work with it in whatever way you have come to know and to practice, whether it is with another individual or not.
Right.
But in some way, the ultimate aim is to experience really good health, vibrancy and really good health.
Okay.
And so our actions are defined by that intention to be healthy and to be happy.
So, but what I'm here, but really, I think what I heard initially was that it should be the two in unisys, that it should be both in unisys.
Yes.
And so, you know, the body taking control of the mind and what needs to be done, I think that it needs to be in unisys.
Well, I think there will be a conversation. So I
like that.
Yeah, a conversation between the two.
Right.
The body and the mind.
There you
Okay,
go.
this is what is happening right now. This is my situation. These are my options.
That's it.
Okay. If I do A, what will the result be? If I do B, what will the result be? This is a very personal thing.
Very personal.
And sometimes you may think if you do A, this will be the result, and it might not be the result.
Right.
So intention has to be very clear.
Intention and very clear.
Very clear.
And the decision, as we were talking about earlier, is that the first decision is the decision that one should stick with. And so things will come in and try to sneak in and try to make confusion. But you have to know that whatever that first decision is, once you've cleared it through the mind and filtered it through to the intellect, then that decision is the one that you should stay with. Okay, and so the next one.
The next one is the give and take. So I was pairing the asteya with aparigraha. So the fairness in giving, asteya, and aparigraha, fairness in receiving.
Right.
Yes. So, for example, so you're receiving, and this is one that is shared a lot in the text, but you're receiving payment for a particular course.
Right.
And the students give you a gift. And so is this excessive? Is this fair? So I don't know if is it fair or not. I think for each individual, they've got to figure that out for themselves.
Sure.
Right? So fairness in receiving. And on the other side, the Yama Niyama, in the ethics, it's the way our relationship with ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, and there are 5 of those again. And the first one is purity.
Right.
And I like to think of that also as clarity. It's such a precious gift.
Clarity.
Clarity. Yes.
I can see that, yes.
Yeah. And then
Purity and clarity.
Clarity, contentment, santosh. I think of contentment as appreciation.
Right.
Yeah? The more that we can appreciate whatever is, then we're content. If we find ourselves slipping down, the mood slipping, then we can simply begin to appreciate a very clear glass of water.
Yep.
Yes. We can appreciate the light that's on the table. We can appreciate the comfort of the chairs.
Sure.
We can appreciate the company. We can appreciate that we can see the company and we can hear the company.
Right.
So very simple things. It doesn't have to be complicated. The simpler, the better. We can appreciate that we can take another breath.
Right.
Yeah? That we know how to do that.
Exactly.
We can appreciate that we can even bring our hands in this namaste position and inhale and let it go. Just simple. And so if we are slipping, just that contentment, appreciation. The last 3 in dealing with the self is tapas. So it's considered intense effort. And I think of it as
we have like 5 minutes.
We have
already.
5 minutes.
Yes. So,
okay.
So go ahead. So just go through
Yes.
each one, just naming them.
The tapas. For me, I interpret that as being enthusiastic about health.
Okay.
Yes? Healthy body and healthy mind. The second, self-check-in. Swadhyaha. Self-checking. So, and also inspirational.
Right.
So that we can have some inspirational readings every day to start our day so we start on a good foot. Yes? And then the third one is the surrender to God. And if we have an intention, the soul, body, mind, and soul, yoga is body, mind, and soul, leading towards joy. Freedom and joy, the goal. Freedom and joy. And so the last one is, what is our intention? What is our big why for being here?
Right.
And our understanding of that may change as time goes on. And when we perform our actions with that understanding and with that feeling of faith,
Right.
then we can become free. So those three, health, healthy body and mind, actions for a healthy body and mind, starting our day and checking, starting our day with inspiration and checking during the day, and third, our actions. So these are the ethics of yoga.
Okay,
Yes.
lovely, very lovely. I do want you to share, Heather, how one would get in touch with you, if you could share like your website and a phone number, you know, whereabouts you are in Canada.
Sure. Website, www.yogatogo.com.
Okay,
Yogatogo.com.
very easy, yogatogo.com.
Correct. Phone number 905-525-2426.
And I want you to share because, as you said, you can go anywhere and do a retreat.
Yeah.
And so you're not Canada bound.
Right. I'm not
bondaged.
I'm not bondaged in Canada.
So I want you to share that
Yes.
information. Yes, lovely.
Thank you for the opportunity to do this.
Oh, no.
I
I'm
do
glad that you came.
appreciate it.
Oh, not at all. Because we spoke about this and thought we might do it by Skype. And then you
Yes.
says, I'm coming. I said, well, wonderful. We won't have to do it by Skype.
Yes. This is great.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
it will
what
work
is it? Drama is accurate.
Right.
Drama meaning life.
Yeah, it's very accurate. We can be
Yes.
light, we can be free.
We can be. Okay.
Yes.
And so if there's any last, you know, because we're coming down to the last minute or so.
Okay.
And so if there's one, you know, a couple of words you'd like to say to the audience.
Well,
Not the audience, the viewers.
The viewers.
Yes.
It's so important to be able to feel your body. Yes?
Okay.
So to really go inside and sense the messages of the body. The brain connected to the tissues, the inner world. We know about the outer world, and we need to be in touch with the inner world.
Right.
And for me, this is the way to fly, the way to be free, the way to experience joy.
Okay, lovely.
Because the body has a lot of answers.
Okay, so that's, I appreciate you sharing. So this lovely outfit, where did you get that?
This is from Africa.
Okay,
This
is that
is from
Ghana?
Ghana.
Lovely, it's very
And this
beautiful.
means God.
Oh.
Yeah, the Adinkra symbols.
And you didn't bring me one?
I did bring you one. I did bring you one.
Okay.
The Adinkra symbols.
Okay. All right, so now I want to say thank you, Heather, for being here. And as usual, I'd like to end by saying your level of consciousness is the gateway to your future. Thank you.